What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're doing the thing. We're gonna be building Little Nightmares 3 in Minecraft. This is episode number 1 of the Let's Build, and we are live. Hopefully, my Discord isn't loading. Is my stream? My stream is fine. So, in the end, that's really all that matters. Give me like a minute. Hello, Skatey. So, YouTube changed their live stream thing, their UI, and I don't think I like it, actually. I liked the little mini player better. This almost looks like my editing software that I use. It's like the big screen in the top, and then, can I show it? Is there anything that is gonna dox my location on this screen? I don't think so, because I do want to show it. It's quite strange. This one. I'll get rid of OBS. Here it is. I don't like it particularly. It's so weird to have this. Oh, and we're going to get the infinite loop, aren't we? It's so weird to have this here. And then... because normally it'd be just like in this top corner. And then you'd have this bar would still be here. But it just, it looks odd to me. I'm not sure what is going on. Hello, Nova. Hello, T-Jack. Hello, Tex. No, I'll spoil everything, actually. So the first thing that I want to talk about before we even get into the building is I was playing around with fog effects a little bit earlier, hence why I'm actually already in a world rather than what I would normally create the world in the stream, and you see this arrow. I'll explain that in a sec. With Vibrant Visuals, the fog effects don't do that much. The one major thing that I noticed is it changes your... like the... see. I don't want to say render distance, because technically it's different. I just like... I guess it is render distance. But yeah, which was weird. Oh. That didn't take long. Okay, so... I can really see when it goes out now. It's real obvious. That's cool. But yeah, rain was the one thing that I noticed was truly making a difference with it. But even then, it just wasn't. And I think that's Vibrant Visuals rather than Minecraft, because we have gotten the fog effects to do stuff before. I just don't think Vibrant Visuals has them to where it'll work very well, because it, like, literally wasn't changing anything. So this is probably as close as I'm going to get to that orange sky we have at the beginning of the game, because whatever. I mean, I might be able to make it a little bit closer to sunset. But, or is it Rise? I think it's Rise. It's one of the two. I don't remember which. Hello, Horathon. So yeah, this arrow is the direction we're building, because I want to keep it the same as LN2 was, and that would be that way. So yeah. Sorry, T-Dog did better than you, Nova. Sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is, where do I start here? Because we're going to need to go up, for sure. But we're also going to need to go down for sure. Like 50. 50 seems reasonable. 30, 40, 50. Boom. I'm going to make it a block lower just because it's funny. Yeah, because that still gives me 270 blocks up and over 100 down, so... it's so far. Yeah, you're right, it is favoritism. Suffering in the atrium build. Have fun. I know, I've been struggling myself to just record that some days. Which is exciting. Not really. Pull up the video clip. So, I know I had talked about getting help for this. Oh, the floor isn't even... okay, whatever. I thought it was stone, but it's actually wood. For those of you who want to help, you will get the opportunity eventually. I do just want to kind of get a start feel for it here by myself. So yeah, this is going to be a lot different than LN2 just in the way that I build, because of the fact that LN2 I didn't know what I was doing in general. But Yeah, T-Jack has the Discord link. That's what's important to me. So it's like a bluish grayish pair of jeans. Why do I always go back to Pale Moss every time? I can't escape it at this point. Hopefully I want to have a good day or night anyway I am for the most part. I guess. But that doesn't look real. Do you guys see what I mean? That doesn't look real. Okay, so the pants aren't that big though. I want to make, just because one, that'll make everything easier to build, and two, I'm trying to get it accurate to the character size. So that looks about right. If he laid down, it'd be slightly longer than him, which if you lay down on a diagonal angle, that... Oh, let me do some math. 2 squared plus 2 squared would equal what squared? It's some number bigger than 2. That's all that's important. So now worry about contributing to our lead. Fair. The broken mirror. How tall is that mirror? A lot of the beginning of this is just gonna be me like looking at something, being like, how big should that be? And then, you know, going from there. Kind of feeling like that size, like that kind of. No, I never did LN1. I mean, I got a little bit done, but I'm not actively working on LN1, so that doesn't really matter, I guess, in this particular context. I'd rather make the new game, you know? I don't want to do like this or like this, though. So I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tall? Does that seem reasonable? 2, 4, like 7. So like a little taller. I won't keep it brown terracotta because I'm realizing that I'm gonna want to use stair slabs. So spruce will probably be it. I made one like forever ago, actually, Skady. It wasn't good, but I made one. But yeah, I don't think it's a terrible idea to make another one at some point. How's everyone doing on this fine, whatever day of the week it is? I don't know. I don't really like that sign, but that's probably also because of the sun that I'm not seeing the contrast very well. Wish we had like Blackstone signs or something. That would be nice. It's certainly a process to do them for sure. Tell you that much for free. Also already using the new blocks. That's kind of wild. Did not take me long. I cannot see the top of this very well. What about it, T-Jack? Oh yeah, it's totally out, 100% Nova. Shush, I'm thinking. Sure. It's not amazing, but... Oh, starting this is so weird. Because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Boink. Game shows you do this one. No. It's like a semi-easy one, but also not like, you know, fully easy. I always say FNAF is a good one to start with, but here's an interesting one. Are like old arcade games, making them into Minecraft maps. Because I did Pac-Man at one point. Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty long. I do think it will be longer than LN2. Will it take me longer time-wise? I don't know. Will I get that far? I also don't know. But, I mean, hopefully. Generally, the plan is yes, I will, but... The scaling is so awkward, because it's like... It's that weird height. Like, 2 boxes is barely, just ever so slightly taller than Low, who is the character I'm going to be using for my, I guess, analysis here. So I'm going to grab a barrel. What do I want the lines? Probably going up and down. Oh, that's wonderful, T-Jack. Oh, not the checkerboard pattern. Don't get me started. The FNAF game I'm currently working on fully. I mean, I do have other ones that are on the side right now still, obviously, because Security Breach isn't done. But, well, neither is Sodom. But it's FNAF World, and that's actually been pretty fun to make. Nice change of pace. I don't know about that texture. I don't mind the soul soil. I think that works, but I don't think the muddy mangrove will. Again, it's hard to see with the vibrant visuals shininess, but I guess if it's shining, I probably don't want that anyway, so it's a good indication to not. Okay, there goes my phone. I've got it like propped really awkwardly, so if I just like move, it'll just fall. Backrooms tutorials. I gotta keep doing the backrooms map first, but the only thing you would get out of that is kind of like a how this level was made, not specifically a tutorial on it, because yeah. Calls and describes everything, but then while he's driving, something jumps in the back of his truck when he sees it. Sees what it is, he starts shouting, "That's not human." That's terrifying, actually. There's an open suitcase. Is that a Little Nightmares 1 reference? Because 6 starts in an open suitcase. I hate this already. Not actually, it's just sometimes it's hard, you know? To figure it out. This slab is what's causing me problems right now. I guess I could literally just do this. I'll end up probably pushing this forward and over. So it's there instead. And that suitcase is more in a correct position as opposed to that, at least. That doesn't look like a suitcase. Just figured I'd say it. It don't look like any suitcase I've seen, that's for sure. Pale crawler / the rake. I love the rake. Building what? Game. Game. I can't believe you don't know what Little Nightmares 3 is. To be fair, I never knew of Little Nightmares until 2 was out, so. Also, hello, Pumpkin Guy. Ban 8. I haven't made the other, like, 6. What? No. 5? 4. I made 0 and 1. I haven't made 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 7? So 5. Because I made, yeah, 1 and 0 I would have made, and then everything else I wouldn't have. So, if I were to make Ban 8, I would have to make the other ones first. I know I'm not applying that logic here, but that's an exception, because Ban actually connects, these don't. What part in the game? The beginning. You gotta start from the beginning. I'm not insane enough to, like, start from chapter 3 or something. Yeah, actually, guys, we're building this one backward. Just add a little more challenge. Could you imagine, though? I think that would only suck really for... I mean, it would be bad in general, but I think the worst part would be chase scenes. That would be awful. But then again, I do just, like, take a video clip of the entire chapter at once, and then from that point, I just... play it in reverse and go from there. So this is halfway through, yeah. That is, actually. This kind of does feel like the beginning of... Is it chapter 3? Yeah, 3. The, like, weird gnome area. Okay, what I probably should do here is mark the suitcases on the right side of the mirror, and then we can get the spacing for the back wall, because that's what I'm worried about right now, because there's a wall that comes forward like here or something, and then I need to figure out how, because I can kind of get at least a gist for how far back it is here. Where are the backroom steps? The last was on. When were you last on? That you make a good point. Okay, and then the next one up is the barrel, which I'll make it only 1, and then the one above that is just a slabs. Kind of the same vibe. It's a broken mirror, but I can... That'd be a really thin house. That's probably thinner than the doors will be. I feel like surely something was done between you Les being on, but and whatever. But I couldn't tell you for sure or anything. There's one more suitcase that's like this, kind of. I'm gonna go with probably dark oak for it though, just because. And then the wall is behind it, actually. It's here. And then I'm gonna assume that the wall is at the back there, but I'm not sure on that one yet. Yeah, that's definitely smaller scale than 2 was, at least for the most part. Well, no, because the smallest parts of 2 were still fairly large. We'll have to see once we get to the doors, though, for sure, to do the comparison, because I can compare the door sizes easier than just the general gist of it. Recent big progressions? Nothing, honestly. I haven't been... The only thing I've worked on recently has been FNAF World. Beyond that, I really have not been on for anything. You can't even... Oh, no, yes you can. And Lexward, you kind of look weird. Relax, I'm just starting. This room might not be the best room that I make, but I don't think it's also supposed to be. If I peek at room 1, then what's the point of even building this, you know? You gotta save the best work. Keep everyone on their toes. I'm not doing that intentionally, I just, you know. Okay, that's not it. It's a little grainy. No. Something, maybe brown terracotta. I don't want to use brown terracotta for every single suitcase, but I mean, they're all kind of that color. That's crazy. Hold on. No, that was reasonable. I just saw the timeout first, so I was like, wow, okay. Hi, Diet. Stop being in school. Level 7 going? Solid, I think. I forget how far I was. I had so many plans, too, like, at that point. With 7 and whatnot, to keep other stuff, like, building up, but haven't really been able to find the will to do anything with it. Beehives are an interesting idea. Speaking of interesting ideas, how about dripstone? Sure. I just love the suitcase wall that they have here. It's great. And then there's another, like, birch colored one that's... I'm gonna put it back a block just for some depth. And then I'll probably go with one of these. Hurry up, hope you feel better, Skady. I don't know why my stomach keeps growling. Okay, that needs to be another block over. At least one. Yeah, okay. Didn't appreciate that. Because now that's one further than the end of that. I don't think it should be further. Wait, which... That is... That suitcase? Okay, so no, I'm gonna do this, then this. Then this. And then that. And then... Pop you there, and then I can push this wall in by one block. Which is fine. Some bypass can't stop me because I can read. Yes. I haven't touched it. And I don't think anybody's been on, so. Stripped oak. Yeah, this room might look a little strange, though. Definitely. That is kind of what it is, though. A giant amalgamation of things. Those things being suitcases. That should be that side, for the most part, filled out for the front layer. When I fill it back, I'm not worried necessarily a ton about things looking right or whatever, but... No, that was just a reminder for me earlier as for which way I needed to be building. I'm thinking of any, like, sickness symptom. Coughing is my least favorite. The amount of rage coughing brings me is unmatched. Well, that's not exactly what I was trying to do. Is there a stair in here? Why not? Just have that little lip on it. Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty solid, at least. Block nose? Yeah, okay. I can agree with that, too. I feel like I'd rather live with that than coughing, but... I hate it when it's not just stuffy, but it's, like, running just enough to be inconvenient. Like, I would appreciate if you didn't do that. This is where the big question comes in already. But, like, this is important enough to where it'll pretty much make or break what I do with this. Well, not really, but do I texture this map? Do I force myself to go through that pain? I think yes. I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I've been leaning towards yes. Sore throat. For me, sore throat isn't that bad. It, again, inconvenient, but like I can live with it. Yes, everyone's saying yes. Okay. I mean, I guess that is generally when my buildings actually look solid, so. How do I want to do the trim? Or not the trim, but like there's a line in the wall. Is dispensers a stupid idea? Yes and no. Like, it works. I actually want it higher, though. I'd want it here, probably. No, with the way the scaling is, it's like in between them, of course. Signs do work. I'm not opposed to the idea of signs. I mean, you gotta use what you gotta use, Gamga. As weird as it is sometimes. See, that just, like, blocks that entirely, though. And then that's too small. What if I did this, in theory? Maybe. I might just end up doing that. I want to push it back a block, though. Hi, RN. Now let's see how this will. 5 years long. Oh yeah, it's gonna take a couple minutes at least. It's already taken a couple minutes actually. Do I want to stick with the signs? I don't like the color being white rather than gray. I know this doesn't solve that issue, but no, I think that's worse. The signs didn't look bad at least. Trapdoors are also an option. I think signs might be the way to go. I don't really think the back wall matters, because it'll all be blocked off anyway. And then I'll just have to do something to remedy that side being weird. That's good enough. Hi, man. Between the two poles, I think both are around like 85%, yes? You know, the back will be my little bit of a playground here for this. I did a lot of the Diamond LN too, I did like that, but that's way too thick for the fact that I'm going a little smaller here. So I think the signs are gonna end up just being what I'll have to deal with. I was talking about it in the Twitch a little bit yesterday. Probably a lot of the people that are more interested in the things like FNAF or Poppy Playtime who maybe are aware of the fact that LN2 also took me like 15 billion years. So I do think that there's definitely some level of, well, I don't want it to take that long again and take away from those projects, you know? But that is something I have been considering as I've been, you know, preparing to do this, is how it will affect other projects, but I hopefully will be able to keep it from, you know, taking those away entirely to any capacity. Daylight sensor. Blue. Just honestly just start using blocks at this point, I don't know. How will I texture the floor? That's what I want to figure out now. Maybe just some strip spruce, like, patches. Yeah. Why not? Hello, Charizard. I have gotten all collectibles and beaten the game twice, yeah. But I don't have all achievements. Ag did. Did he say that, man? It was, who was it on the Discord? I'm calling them out. It was Lefty, Sam, and Ag, I think. And then on YouTube, I think it was like 20 people said no out of 160. So. You mean the collectibles are in? Or no, never mind. Sorry, you worded that weirdly for my small brain. I really enjoyed it. I found it more fun than a lot of people have acted like it is. Like, I've seen a surprising amount of people being like, not that good. Did a man over the old game? I do agree. I think Thin Man was probably the best, I guess, main boss. I don't want to say final boss, but main boss. Since I do feel like he was more of the main than Monster 6 was. Maps? Probably not, no. Anything but terraforming, I'm trying to avoid for myself. One thing I am also, like, just thinking about as I'm starting this build, the, like, scenery in this game is just ridiculous. It's way above anything LN2 did. And, you know, LN2 had some sections for sure that were just like, hey, here's the whole map, but outside. LN3 did that like every other room, it felt like. I'm not complaining. I liked it. But I am going to be complaining in the setting of building it. Because, you know, it's going to take a while. So I will end up asking for help from a lot of people, whoever wants to Just let me know in the Discord after stream. For those of you who can DM me, you absolutely can. I don't mind. But just as I start this, I wanted to kind of just get a head start on my own and just get a feel for how I want the build to be before I can start letting other people get their dirty little fingers on it. Yes, for like 15 seconds, Scum Guy. It's not a big desert. You could change the character's appearance. Yeah, so LN1, I think there was like a singular mask. At the beginning, Charizard. We gotta start at the beginning. But in LN1, there was a singular mask you could put on, I think. And then LN2 did have different hats that you could put on Mono. But yeah, the whole, like, costumes is cool. Just kind of shocked to see that. Okay, and then I'm gonna just go with, like, that probably. Because you won't see that anyway, so. Nice, does that pile filled out. A 3-meter stick. So like a 10-foot stick? That's crazy. You don't need to have experience, Arian, honestly. Because I can supply you with any video clips that we'll use. And obviously there will be resources, like you could find, I'm sure, some out of bounds videos and stuff that would be more helpful than anything I'll have. But, like, if you really wanted to help, I'm not going to make you know the game a ton. As long as you have enough interest to, I guess, put your foot forward for it, then that's all that matters to me. Work on it? Hell yeah. Okay, the splitting of this wall might actually be really awkward because it's not even. It seems like the middle is the left is the smallest and the right is the biggest, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3, 4, 6. It's not ideal. I'd like it to be 4, 5, 6. But well, no, I could push that wall. I could push, I think, either wall out a block. Yeah, I'm not opposed to doing that. Maybe not. Let's see how the windows end up forming. They're all the same, right? That's fun. Wait. So it would have to be 3 of the same. Well, not 3 of the same, but they'd have to either all be even or all be odd. What are we at? We're at 3, 4, 6? My gosh. Okay. 3. I mean, I could do 3, 5, 5. I'm more okay with that, I think. I don't really feel like the 3x3 windows are going to be good, though, for this. I've never skateboarded in my life. Yeah, actually. I could definitely do something weird here. Because, like, I could technically speaking... do like this. Here, I can make him even. And this one would also just be that, but with more space on the sides, obviously. I don't know if that's the right height. I'm just trying to figure out. No, it definitely should be lower. So, like, the middle one would be there? Maybe a little higher. Although I guess it's a full block higher, so. No, I think it should be lower than that. Switch to the Paloak since I was going to do that anyway. And then I'll have to figure out how to make it work symmetrically somehow. Hello, Duke of Spades. Five masks, or am I saying? In LN1, I didn't think there was. I only have one as far as I'm aware, but I could be wrong. Okay, bye, I guess. It's my phone. Lego Academy Fortnite W. Have a Lego appearance for Lego Fortnite mode. Lego Huggy? Oh my god. PPT Lego sets? I would buy those. To be honest. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I can't use andesite. I'm gonna just kind of blindly do these, I think, for a second. Because I'm restricted regardless, so might as well remove a little bit of that restriction at least. Is there like something I could do here? Maybe skeleton skulls. Hello, juniors. I've heard the same thing. I don't know if I actually want to, like, I could see it at the same, but at the same time I also don't see it. What if I pulled the andesite out? It'd look weird, wouldn't it? I also don't even think the buttons would show that much more. I could still technically place the buttons. Especially if I texture the wall with andesite, maybe I can just have a little bit more texturing around so at least some of the buttons pop. Not nearly big enough. I scaled it based on the mirror specifically. So. Maybe it could be like a block or two bigger, but it's not nearly too small. Or not. Yeah, I guess no, that was weird, but it made enough sense. Escape pod from the mall? Maybe. That'd make more sense. Yeah, I'd love the whole Playco building as a Lego set. It's an epic idea, actually. Okay, what I probably need is another, like, 2 rows forward. I think that's what I'm getting a little thrown off by. What stick? This one? Oh, yeah. That was what I had said too, though. Like, I guess it could technically be the top of them all. But even then, it doesn't feel big enough. Huggy Lego statue. I'd love the Nightmare Huggy chase sequence as a Lego set. That would be cool. $52 and I'm standing. Just making sure that nothing here gets that low, which it does not. Well, I guess here, but can't say that matters. There's some sort of weird corner going on, and I can't tell what it is. I can't tell if it's just like a different texture, or if it's actually like a corner. I might just do that. Well, I could also... I was gonna use walls, but I can't. I guess I could technically do that. And then do walls still. Sure. We'll go with that for now. They took your TV, what the hell? That's not nice. What was it? I guess body. I still feel like that one would be too big. Well, actually, it could be the top of that. I like that theory. I'd have to look at that ship again, though. Because that one does have, like, the weirdly shaped top, I think. I don't know what the official term for it is, but... to eBay we go. Don't step on the glass. Okay. I'll probably need to pull that pile forward and out a little bit on that side there. But other than that, that is this first little, like, segment done, I think. Other than texturing in the ceiling, but... the ceiling bars line up with the bars in the back. That's convenient. Yeah. I think that makes sense, Bids. Have fun, juniors. A Funko Pop the size of a quarter. Does that even exist? I've been feeling the same, honestly, RN. Not necessarily with... specifically gaming, but just like... I think Minecraft. But also, if I'm not streaming, I really only do anything on Minecraft as far as game stuff is concerned. So when I don't have that, then what do, you know? I think I'm going to switch this off of walls and just to something a little bit darker than the walls that I'm also not going to be texturing with, which will probably end up being pale moss, because, you know. Acacia wood might be better. This is more, that goes into the LN1 color scheme. Not that that's a bad thing, but... good luck, juniors. I can't see the ceiling texture. I might just go with mud. When in doubt, go with a dark block that has some sort of texture. Which I did not use that advice in LN2, at least in chapter. It was funny too. I remember being absolutely like heartbroken from doing this. But when I was doing LN2, in the school, you guys probably maybe remember, I just used gray concrete for the ceiling because I couldn't see it. There was one room, like, literally at the end of the chapter almost, that I finally noticed the ceiling had a pattern in. and I saw it and I kind of just shrugged it off and was like, too bad. But yeah, it was quite catastrophic. Because at that point I was not fixing all that. 300 goldfish crackers in your mouth. I do wonder what the like actual max capacity is for goldfish in the mouth. I'm gonna have to do some experimenting. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. Don't do that either yourself. That you'll end up choking. Hello, Pez. Have fun with your class. I can't tell if it's a hole in the seedling or a light. It looks like a hole with the way that it's shot. No. No, it's not, because it's blue. The lighting is blue, and, you know, the lighting everywhere else is, in fact, not blue. So, this is going to be my excuse to use one of the new lanterns, because I just really want to. I kind of want to go larger than that, though. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. Okay. Not going to use the lantern. Alrighty. These walls do not have... that feels... Hold on. Can I... 2 off the ground, and then, like, it should be... I'll say 7 above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I want to lower the ceiling a block? Yeah, I think I do. Because what do I have it here? 5? Yeah, I think 4 might make more sense. My brain has, I think, autopiloted so hard to the scaling that I did in LN2 that it might be hard at some points to just kind of go a little smaller than that. Nope, I can't do that. Because mud is slightly shorter than a block, so if you try to stand on it and slash fill, it won't work. It'll fill in line with your feet rather than your, like... But like if I did it here, you see this is 61 and this is 60. So I guess I'll just talk about the project plans right now. As Spirit is still existing, I probably won't really be working on a ton of anything, although if I am working mainly off streams, this will end up being probably what gets worked on this and FNAF World, since I'm already at a good point with that and I do just want to keep going. But outside of that, I feel like it should be higher. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't really know what'll happen. But then after Spirit, I'll probably more evenly spread out the, like, projects and when I work on each thing and whatnot. I sure can see in this corner. 7 weeks and 1 day. That's... interesting. That's a block below the windows now? Wait, does that... I think that's fine. You can't see it anyway, so... I don't think I should make a deal out of it. Necessarily. And then... it almost looks like there was like a drawing on the wall, but it's not. It's just like the print from one. It's very strange. I don't know why I'm even opening that. That isn't going to give me anything. It's like that kind of. And then I'll actually texture probably with andesite. I don't know if I want to, like... Could just do the classic drip, but... I'm not sure. What actually, like... I understand what Gorilla Tag is, but what... Does Gorilla Tag have maps? Is that what the deal is? Because I've had a bunch of people ask me to make it. I'm not entirely familiar with it as a whole. Wah wah Nova, wah wah wah. Oh wah wah wah. I love that cat video. Gorilla Tag monkey. So is it Monkey Tag or Gorilla Tag? God, get it right. Nice. That's not where I wanted that. That's also not where I wanted that. That is the first portion of the map right there, chat. Not a big portion, but it's a portion. And that took an hour. Oh, I've put myself in for one for sure. I think with the larger, like the far out segments, I won't worry about texturing as much. But oh god, dude. Oral down. All right, all right. Yes, it is. I'm gonna download my fist into your face. How's that one sound? T-Jock. Okay, anyway. Moving on from T-Jock's impatient ass. Might take a while. Oh, you got slow internet speed or something? Is that the problem? I don't know if I want to make this like, because there's a beam here, but do I want to put it in line or lower? I made out of acacia anyway. It's got no internet? What? Then how the hell are you in my chat? And how the hell did you stream today? Something ain't adding up, Captain Liar. Captain Liar. That's... Yep, that's a name. This wall's got a brick pattern. I'm gonna... gonna cry. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I can't just use stone bricks, now can I? That would be too easy. Instead... Oh, you're not real, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do have garbage internet, but... You don't have to, you have to be honest. Shit on the back looks like purple guy? What? Where? Hold on. Oh, I hate that. Why is that so... That's so uncanny. Why is that... It looks exactly like him. He's got the arms out and everything. Thank you for pointing that out. That's really important. Okay, so the bricks are gonna be a block and a half. So 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. You get the point. In order to make the bricks, well, bricks, I gotta figure out how to add vertical lines as well, which I think will be the problems. Probably yeah. You get what I'm saying? How do I do that? I never... There was an area in LN2 where I had to do something like this, and I don't even remember what I did, but it probably didn't work, so... This is what I'm gonna try. Like... Well, actually, wait, no, because I don't... Perfectly line up, it'd be every other brick. That's not how every other brick works. There we go. And then you would be gone. And then you would be there. But then it'd be... What did I do for that? I think I just made it, like, absurdly large for some reason. I might just go with stone bricks and not give myself the headache here. The large brick wall later I will definitely do a full brick pattern for, because that one I can at least make the scaling a little more extreme than I think I can here. So, yeah, but as long as the stone brick texture looks fine, I'll just do it instead. Alright, they made it hyphenated for some reason now, when it never was. I mean, yeah, that looks fine. We just made our first Easter egg. Oh, yeah. Although it probably won't be there for long, because I'll have a front wall at some point. And it takes 1 hour, and there are around 83 rooms plus outside areas. Probably take over 12.5 days to complete this, with the extension to stream delays. Hey, so RN, one sec. I'm gonna pick one of the less extreme examples. Are any of these images actually gonna work? Okay, well, let's just open that then. I can't find one. Hold on. Okay, now it's not loading. That's good. Open! It's not opening! Oh, and now my Chrome is exploding. My Chrome is going through it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh my god. Why? What is your... What? This is like struggling for some reason, mightily. Let me do this. Okay, it's just broke, so I can't. Just open it? I can't. Your fault for using Chrome. I can't argue with that, yeah. I'll find an example. Just like give me 15 days. Here we go. This was not the one I was looking for. Okay, now that that happened, this these right here. So this is the first example I could find. Like, obviously we have the small rooms like this, yes, but there so many areas in this game look like this, where it's just like, you know, as far back as you can physically see of buildings or smokestacks in this example, or carnival tents. Like, there's so much of that. So I think, yeah, looking at it alone, like, yeah, it'll take a while for just the rooms of this size, but then you take into consideration all that, and it's just like, oh my goodness. Is that ever gonna end? This wall framing is so weird, by the way. 3, 4, 3... 5? That seems right, yes. So I would end up meaning that the seat this here is... Can I use brown concrete batter? Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, Nico. I hate BioWater. BioWater does hate you too, yeah. The feeling is most certainly mutual. I'm probably going to on the Twitch tonight, because I'll be doing more Silksong, trying to see if I can get the 100% 30 hours without using guides a ton. I'm going to more than likely end up doing BioWater. So, yeah. Because that's the next, like, major area I have to explore. Which is so exciting. Yippee! I'm gonna cry. How do I do it? Wait, I can break this row. Right? I should be able to. What? Why? Oh, never mind. I see why. This will take 1 billion years, you're so right. But I'm ready for it. I think as I get further, I'll be able to cruise through it a little bit better. Just kind of getting that start done is not easy. Yeah, it's a good chair design, I think, or seat design, rather. I can't use slabs here, though. Unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3, 3 would be there. I feel like it should be higher. Well, I guess I could actually do this. That's allowed. I've done a lot of building for sure. I think that's the only reason I can build anything at all, to be honest, at this point. But thank you, I do appreciate that. It certainly isn't easy. You're getting pushed up. Especially something of this scale is just... Almost unreasonable. Try to get accurately as well. I'm gonna keep the andesite here. We'll see how that works. Actually, no, I'll go stone. There's a differentiation between the two, and literally that only thing is that the andesite walls have bolts in them. Bolts? Bolts. Well, the stone wouldn't. Citadel, 60 of these. I did know that. The guys who buy water vomiting you, those guys aren't that bad. Just like, get over them and pogo the frick out of them, and they're dead. You're really building the same game again? I mean, it's not the same game, though. Like, if you say it's the same game, you're lying. Hello, Beaks. Getting over them is a problem. You just have a skill issue, Gum. I did not struggle with them. Literally everything else in BioWater made me want to throw my controller out the window, but those guys I didn't hate. Although I also did get hit by them sometimes. It's not like I never got hit, but I don't think there's any enemy in any game that I've never been hit by. Have you really played the game if you haven't died to the enemies 16 billion times? There's a Maw poster! It kind of looks like that one, actually. Pretend like the horse is the Maw, and this guy's the Maw smokestack, and then the sky is some Chinese lettering or something, I don't know. And then the rest is everything else in the picture. You are a skill issue, T-Jock. Why is that, Beaks? Yeah, I mean... I have a vision in my head a lot of the time, and I have noticed sometimes when I'm doing tutorials and I go a specific route with the building, it does sometimes look like I'm just placing blocks. Like, I fully accept that, but I do think there comes a point to where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I see what this is now. Not all the time, but sometimes. This one will have a clock in it. It's actually like a... It's not a clock, it's a pressure gauge, but clock is what I'm going with. There's also a larger pressure gauge over here. Oh wait, I just remembered I have these things at my disposal. The infamous fence gate. Get me through the hall. And fall out dead in like 2 seconds, one of those guys. Yeah, that's a skill issue. I don't really know. Oh, that does work. I didn't think it would. And for this, I gotta go sign. Could I... Well, that's good. I'll take another 2 off from each. Yeah, that's pretty centered on the sign, I would say. Ah, that pop in my leg. I don't know if that was audible. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Beaks. Any other way to ducks? Are you trying to go through Biowater to get to ducks? You have to go through Memoriam. You can't even access the entirety of ducks through Biowater. Until you open it, that is. But it's such a stupid entrance. It's like you have to find a secret room in Memoriam, and then you have to find a breakable wall in that secret area that's also really annoying to reach anyway. And then you're in ducks. I mean, sometimes it's fun, I think, for the challenge, Skady, but there are definitely some builds that I look at people when they're like, oh yeah, I'm building this in survival, and I'm like, really? Are you really doing that to yourself right now? Okay, what is it? This beam? Yes. It's a little bit off the wall, so I'll say here. Get out my iron chain. How do I make an O? I guess it's not really an O. I always call them O-rings, but O-rings are not what they technically are, I don't think. O-rings are for filter, like water filters. Don't ask how I know that. I just like do this and call it a day, honestly. For that part at least. Actually. Yes, iron chain. That's what I said. Why don't they connect to a chain that's like... I would hang too low, definitely, but... Right. I mean, honestly, not that much lower than I would have... Or than I'm mad about. I'm so close. Yeah, I'm actually 95% done the game, guys. Yippee. I yearn for the day I get a project that easy. That's not... How about just like that, actually? You know what? Sure. Well, I just realized you're floating. How did it take me that long to... Whatever. Oh, yes. Known easy tutorial, Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. For sure. Yeah, I know it's been a while since a stream, but I want Structure Void. I felt like what better thing to come back on than this monster of a project. You know? I just realized I'm kind of sitting on the answer a little bit. I also just realized that with the shaping of those, that sounds a little bit strange, but I promise I'm not actually sitting on them like that, at least not this time. Wait, I can match the color. Oh yeah, I'm so smart. Hi. Sorry, whenever I see a bell, I think of that guy. People in hardcore following the security breach tutorials. Why? Mobile is definitely, I think, the most difficult to play on. It's bottom right, if that helps. I think. Somewhere in the bottom right. Or it's definitely on the right side. I don't know if it's bottom right. For sure one. I don't have plans for Granny 3 right now. I know I said I would, but it's not on mobile, and I don't want to buy the game to build it because I'm not using videos, frankly. You can't make me. But I don't want to pay $5. I know it's $5, but I don't want to. I'm not saying it's entirely out of the question. I'm just saying that, you know, at this particular moment, I don't really have a plan to. It is bottom right? Okay, cool. Yeah, fun finding the secret in there, though. That was what I had to look that up, actually, which room you had to get it from. Or was that the rumor section? I forget what I looked up. You know, yeah, I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to think. It's obviously a ship. Based on just, like, the shaping of it. But that guest seat, like, that seat there is throwing me off. Because why would that be there? Whoever said it in chat, I think, is actually right about it being the ship that gave or sent the guests to the mall. Maw, not the mall. End rods and let's see, you're getting green. Your end rods. I don't think your end rods are supposed to be going green. Yeah, I think you're onto it. Onto something. Duke of Spades, for sure. Maybe I'm also wrong, but when will we get sand layers that are like snow? That's what I want. I'm too lazy to fill under it, so. This it is. Where's 6? She wouldn't be on the ship that took the guests, would she? Okay, so you're gonna have to hear me out, D-Jock. I think the ship horn was the ferryman. Where's your map now? Maybe? Depends. You're going on a trip via the mall. You mean the mall? Not the mall. Imagine a mall just like floating in the middle of the ocean. That'd be great. How do I make the floorboards look stained with the... Wait, sure, birch. Birch, oak, spruce. Birch... Oak. He has a paddle boat? Just because he has a paddle boat doesn't mean he doesn't have a little horn. He's going, her, you know? It's time for one of the weirdest texturing things I have done, but I also one of my favorite. I don't know if I want to actually do it though. Maybe just like in some spots, almost like rough up the bricks a little. Because I really did enjoy when I did really like the way that it looked in PPT too. Most of my texturing strategies are going to come from PPT. Whether it be 2 or 3 is debatable, but yeah, I think that looks good. Anything else I can do? Is tough too far off from andesite? Yeah. Although andesite isn't too far off from stone. Character called 7, so it could be 6 is fine, yes. Look, I mean, I don't know. He just like maybe it's not loud. Maybe it's right next to our ear. You never know. I like the idea better that 6 escaped though, than nowhere. What the hell is on the ground? It's like a rat in the body of a turkey. I wish I was lying when I said that, but it's what I'm looking. It's what it looks like at least. I didn't even like think about that joke when they said that, but I saw that joke somewhere. Where did I see it? Oh my god. It was it was it was on Rocket League stream last night. It was a title apparently. I think I mentioned it. I'm disappointed by that fact, to be honest. Run, yes. Run for your lives! Yeah, but also, why would they reveal that, T-Jack? I mean, unless... I don't see them having another game about 6. I don't know. Six drones decoding for Mono? Yeah, true. But Mono was like preying on that downfall. Dark oak buttons, but also use a couple spruce, like on the far end over here, by where the door will end up eventually being, because the floor is a little bit, like more weathered here. Nice. Yeah. Sardi's looking better than 2 did. But I mean, also... 2 didn't look bad, just It didn't have the small details, I think, as much. Reflection of the girl who escaped them all. Huh. Yeah, it was just praying to the signal tower or something. I don't know. I'm not intentionally lining that up. Why did I do that twice, though? I think for the purposes of just making this all easier for myself, I'm gonna keep it flat, but I will try to add the, like, again, the bolts and stuff once or after I texture. No way, chat. It's door time. Is 4 fine, or should it be 5? It might actually want to be 5. Well, where is it height-wise on that? It's about there. That would require me to add 2 more rows on the front. Am I fine with doing that? I mean, yeah. Have fun with that one, Gumga. So I'm gonna add 1 row in front just so I can have a bit of a wall here. Won't actually change anything other than the fact that there will be a wall now, I guess? I don't know. I don't feel like she was that hard to find in ducts, but I also don't remember exploring ducts that much. I don't know, I might not add the wall right now. But I kind of want to play with having it, just to see. I might leave it off. Just as I build for now, I think it'll be better to have that open. And purple guy can be back. Ooh, shy, lie, lie, see if I can like get away with pale moss. I get away with gravel. I know. Okay, no, I don't think pale moss will look good, but I know I can get away with gravel as well. I don't even remember where was she, D-Jock? I don't know if I found her. No, I definitely did. I don't remember where, though. Keep apostate? Oh, yeah. That keep. Well, frick gum, you're spoiling it. I'm only slightly joking, of course. The light is only shining above the bell. Which is odd. Definitely a little odd. So, like, what do I go with, like, a wood ceiling or something? Maybe with a hole? But, I mean, I feel like I should keep it mud for the consistency, but I mean, I can still add a hole with it. It's like... maybe like this or something. Right? They're a little bit thinner, but that's kind of a... that's how I figure that out problem. Found hunters? It's only funny because of the fact that you managed to backtrack to there. But wah. Ah, yes, that's the LN3 I know and love. Holes everywhere. The holiest. Hello, Daniel. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty solid first room. How long is that? I'm just kind of curious. 6, 2. That's 38 blocks long already. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna call that like the average room size right there, alright? It took about I'll say hour and a half, because I do kind of just like stare sometimes and not do anything, and also the explaining in the intro and whatever. So hour and a half for that. Hour and a half for like 10 seconds of gameplay? Oh my lord. See, now that's why I don't remember finding her, because she didn't exist. So how... I don't think the next room will be bad, right? I can actually crop this down a little bit. There's a shoe on the floor that I should add. Oh yeah, in the YouTube stream yesterday, I mentioned the shoe at the very beginning. I was like, watch I kick this off one time. I actually did in this video clip. I walked over to it and I just went whoop and it went straight off the edge. But thankfully the game... Or thankfully, obviously, you know, low is the bow. Or, yeah, low is the bow. So, I can still shoot it, but... Shaker's Quest? Bellheart board. I know it's on the Bellheart board. I don't know how to start it, but... Wait, is this the... Oh. Oh, this part's gonna suck to make, actually. Not even because it's hard, just... Well, I mean, it's a circular shape, for one. But I have to, as I'm making the back of this room, I have to account for the outside shape of the ship. So, you know, that'll be fun. Looks like I want to do this. Just have it too thick. Because I'll end up also having hinges that stick out. Which would be like there and there. Well then help him. I'm good God. So inconsiderate. How would I... That's how I think. Bottom actually just won't round at all. Since I can't really reasonably. Nice. That's a door, alright. Okay. This is where things get a little bit more fun. fun in quotations, by the way. Feel like I should mention that part. Is it the same on both? I don't think so. How wide is it? Like 8 or 9? 8. 9 would be here. Now with the back of that door, actually, that does check out. So, yes. And then it's pretty much a square, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do squares in the light gray being square and then the perimeter not being a square. I don't like that perimeter color. I might go with basalt. My original thought was basalt, but I thought it looked weird. That's probably a darker gray, actually. I kind of want a lighter gray, preferably. How about cyan? That's certainly a light gray. Hear me out. Stone pressure plates on the corners. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's also sand freaking everywhere in here. I just realized that. Somebody just took off their shoe and just poured all the sand out of their shoe onto the floor, which is a little bit rude to do, actually. I'm reporting that to the, I don't know, whoever runs the ship. Can't say the maw, because it probably isn't the maw. Okay, what can I back this button with? Eat the sand? No. Why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? Don't. Sorry, don't step on the pressure plate. For the minerals, you want to just go out in the middle of the ocean and start gnawing on rocks? No? Is that what you're gonna say next? Alright, man. Alright, sure. If you want a flower pot, I'll go with the flower pot again. I was thinking about using the piglin head, but kind of don't want to use that yet. Alright. Oh, I forgot that about the dead beetles. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make those. It's healthy. Instagram.com said so. That really be where you getting your information from? Instagram? Drink the seawater. That's vile. Basically might as well be a bottomless pit. Oh, never mind, that is level. Smoke the seaweed. Are you hearing yourself right now? Hey, you've got fingers and you've got a controller. That's good enough, I think, Gamgam. I knew you were gonna say that. Why are you like this? You too, Nova. Why are you like this? Help. Help. You're... Whatever, I can't even argue with that one. Some cool since they gave me trucking. And I wasn't offered any? God, some people. So inconsiderate. I just said I can't. What if I can't? Do you not understand? Hello, Dreamy. Thanks for reminding me. I haven't done member shout out in like 3 months, but today's a good day. So it hasn't been 3 months. That's an exaggeration. Thank you too. Rachel, Metro, Tiffany, Max, Nate, Vid Awesome, OMS, Michael, Game Bros, Jamie, Bitter Giggle, Edward, Learning with Nico, Caitlin, Dreamy, Aaron, Andre, Bonnie, Zach, also Zach, Neems, Nathan, Allison, Peace, Laser Wolf, and Sesame Productions for being our channel members. Yes, tool pouch upgrade. It's the one where you upgrade your tool pouch so you can pouch and then tool everywhere. Oh yeah, hasn't been 2 hours yet, so I can't end. That's my rule, basically. Unless something comes up, I have to go over 2 hours. I don't want to do back to... I guess you could technically just... Well, no, because I want it to be differentiated somehow. Take a bath in mud, too. Delicious. Can I place these? Oh my god. Okay. Wait, how wide is the light gray? 7, so 7 by 5? Yeah, it looks about right. And then 5 again, I guess. And then like 2 or 1. I'm gonna do 1. Actually, I wasn't gonna do rows of stairs again, but might as well just suffer to place more stuff in this game, because why not? Oh my, okay. The rage is real. Eat the clouds. You know what I mean? Cool. And then I will... Hold on. It's definitely a little shorter on the front and back. I might be able to combat that with walls, though, rather than having to redo it all. That's not quite... Ah! Sheep in a backwards goat. Can't be enjoyable. Fall from the clouds. That's not really enjoyable, I would say. As far as warrior safety is a myth. The most real quote in the game. Who said that? Chakra? Sounds like something Chakra would say. I missed one. I almost feel like I should take another block off this side. Just do it like this instead. Guy you rescue from Snow. Oh, right. That guy. I feel like there is at least one point in the game she would say warrior. T-Jock, for the true ending stuff, did you find his area, or did you go into Farfields? Or I guess did you find his area or do the 3 intended ones that are map marked? Expect every single day. I hated riding the bus. I mean, sometimes I didn't mind it because I could just listen to music and whatever, but also, like, you know, people are loud. I don't really know. It's gonna go that long for now. I at least try to get this doorway marked. That might be a good point too. And I know it is early, but yeah. I found his area on accident before the intended one. So I ended up doing that just later. I know. I was asking if you did the Verdania or if you did Far Fields. Is it okay? It's okay. It's why are you having an issue on my end? Whatever. If you want to close your ears for a sec, it's not gonna be like a huge spoiler, but it is still gonna be something. For getting the 3 hearts, what 3 did you get? Because when I did it, instead of fighting Carmelita, I found Verdania and I did Green Prince to get that final heart or whatever it is, the item. And I never fought Carmelita until like way later. So you did Carmelita. Correct? Okay, cool. Yes, this is a staircase. I'm trying to figure out how the dimensions of it need to be, though. At that endpoint, it's like 7 tall, maybe? I don't think it needs to be that long, though. Four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's long for sure, but I think it's fine. It's a sheep ram? No. What is it with you and sheep today? You got something to tell us? Are you secretly a sheep? Meh. Well, that's not quite right. There we go. Everything came out 8 years ago? That is... Wow. That's crazy. I'm literally... Whatever. You believe what you want to believe. Whee. I mean, yeah, but I don't even have anything to back myself up here. I did, yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Time is like somehow fast and slow at the same time. I don't know, it's weird. Moves at speeds I can't quite comprehend. This is gonna be the first, I think, roadblock for me to figure this out. Although, granted, I did make the entirety of Play Care, so I don't think anything is gonna be as bad as that was, but... This is the point that I need to know. Yeah, okay. The hell? Oh, I see where I messed up. It's a little bit too open, but for just like a rough shaping. Actually, is it? The only thing I might want to do is make it a little wider, right? Well, no, I do think shorter might be a better decision. Like, I'll go here, and then I'm making this only 3, and then do the same thing. Apparently wisp thick. What? It has nothing to do with wisp thicket as far as I'm aware. That looks better. That looks slightly better. I do think this block needs to come out. I actually think I also need to do this. Maybe that. Yeah, I think that looks better. It's hard to gauge it with that 2D angle. I might end up... We're extending it up a little bit actually again. For the... Mainly because of the... There's like an under level almost to it. I'll need to fit in. It's like... I'll add it in a sec. I think that might fix the issue of it looking so tall as well. River School is rewarding? Real, yeah. We're gonna push it all in a row. It might take me a minute to like figure just whatever the hell I'm doing at. I'll just need to, I think, form it a little better. But as for a starter, that's not bad. Yeah, I might refine that later. Actually, what I see... I see why it's... like, kind of wrong, but I don't know how to fix it. Because it almost comes out rather than goes in. What if I... Hold on. I'll leave just, like, one block of it in at all points, like that. And then go... From the top, I'll go out to where it should be. This is so weird. Thank you, Pez. I appreciate that. Slab. I like that one, and I'm also gonna do this, I think. Maybe even make these slabs. There we go. That looks much better. I do still think like maybe I could do a slab there and a slab there. Yeah. Yeah, sure. And there's another layer in, believe it or not. But this one will be easier because I can pretty much just trace the inside of this. Like that. I think it's this that's making me, or throwing me off with that particular layer. Just flattened it out somehow. Not entirely sure how, but it did, so. There we go. Excellent 3. I would have liked to, like, see some sort of reference to her, even. Maybe one of the DLC chapters, who knows. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to force her in somehow, just because of the amount of people that would want something like that. Yeah, nice. That's solid. I am probably going to leave it there, but we are aware that the next step here will be shaping the entire outside, which that's going to be a nightmare. So just looking at it, there's a window on the front there. I'm assuming there's one on the other side, same spot. I don't think so, actually. No, there's no way to tell, really. But they use the window for the camera to go through. That's kind of smart. And then after the ship is done, then it's the desert with that giant wall, which will then lead into the actual, like, hell part of this chapter, which is all of the city buildings. Or I guess not city buildings. They're more like windmills and stuff. I don't know. Whatever they are, they're cool. But yeah, we're getting there. For under 2.5 hours, it's not that bad. Let's get that done. Again, for those of you who do want to help and are in the Discord, just send a message in chat or something. Or again, if you can DM me, feel free. I don't care. And I'll try to get at least a couple people that are willing to help consistently, yeah. And again, I'll probably, if I can, supply video clips and everything. Although, using your own resources and images and whatnot is also fine. I mean, yes, the stream is ending. But yeah, I probably won't really need a ton of assistance until we get into the true thick of it of Chapter 1. Like, for this part up to, or from what we've done up to, again, like, past the wall is when I'll really start to struggle. Anyway, thank you guys so much. If you guys did enjoy this video, there is also a Twitch stream tonight. We'll just be doing some Silksong stuff. Probably just really playing it casually, although, again, trying to be fast-ish. Yeah, that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. Wow, I have my emote. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.